If things don't start adding up, women start disrespecting you because they're like, you say you live here, you say you do this, you do that, but nothing is adding up. You guys should respect yourself, love yourself, choose yourself first. It's like trying to tell yourself that you're not as valuable as the person that you want. And how sad is that? You should value yourself more than the person that you want, because that is the self-love that you guys have for yourself. They want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, because a lot of women want to be taken care of. What do you want? I feel like sometimes girls and guys pick what they want, but they don't really want that. Don't get yourself into trouble later on that you could have avoided if you just would have said no now. It's like it's the tempting sensation. You know, when we have our guilty pleasures, it's just like, oh, I want it, but I know I shouldn't have it. What is up, my BBoss baddies and my Batman fellas? It is your girl Bosana, and welcome BBossArmy. So as you guys can tell by the title, today we're going to be talking about 5 reasons why she does not respect you, or why women don't respect you in general. Now, I'm so happy to do this topic because I feel like nowadays it's like, you might feel like you're doing what you can be doing, what you should be doing to the best of your ability, but it's like you're not getting the results that you want. And it's not always with goals, but a lot of times it could be with women. So I truly understand from a certain degree. I know I can't understand totally because I'm not a man, but most definitely, you guys, I'm gonna give you the advice of why a lot of these women feel like you should not get respected, or this is what you did wrong, or this is what you should change. And I know we don't change for nobody, but there's things out there that women just expect. And I'm not saying change for nobody, change for yourself. So with that being said, go ahead and check out everything that is on my screen. And I don't know how I'm looking, you guys. Like, I got a hat on. I normally don't wear hats. I feel so like tomboyish today, but hey, you know, it's cool. Number 5 on my list for why women look at you and they do not respect you is because you look cheap. Now, I don't know if being cheap or looking cheap was ever a thing. I don't think it ever was. And I'm only saying that because I've ran into a lot of men, and I know a lot of girls ran into a lot of men as well, because we both talked about, oh, wow, I don't know why he was dressed like that. Or, you know what? Why was he looking like that? And it was because, like, we would be at an event, we would be at a club, or we would be somewhere where it's like, you're supposed to look for that occasion. Why are you looking this way for an event like this? And it's like, you have to know what's appropriate for certain events if you're trying to get women, and then if you're trying to look good for yourself. I feel like some guys are really comfortable in their own skin, and that's good. Like, you should have confidence, be comfortable, things like that. Hopefully the comfortableness goes into being confident. But if you're gonna be at an event and you're trying to attract women, there's just certain stuff that you have to be mindful of, and certain stuff that you just can't do. So if you're showing up looking cheap and looking like you don't got money, that's already a problem. Because nowadays, because women are materialistic, the modern day woman, wouldn't it make sense to kind of just dress for the part? Even though a lot of girls get brainwashed and, you know, all thrown into the mix, you still have to play the part if you're trying to attract women. Now, it's a whole nother story if you're not, because that's why I feel like I'm trying to get to you guys. Like, what do you want? I feel like sometimes girls and guys pick what they want, but they don't really want that. And so if you want to deal with a modern day woman, it's like there is certain stuff that you do have to ship, and it's unfortunate, but it's like the way things work. And I always preach this in my videos because I feel like it's very important. So if you want to look cheap, if you want to look like you're underdressed, if you want to look like you don't give a F, if you look like, you know, you're wearing your PJs or hair all scruffed up, all, you know, not neat, not looking present, then A, you can't expect to get a different reaction. Does it make sense to get a different reaction? No, because it's just like, why would women react to you as if they're attracted to you if you're looking this certain way that they're not liking, and overall a lot of people don't like? And I know we are not talking about men, and it's like no homo thing, like don't take this so serious, please. But if you're at an event and if you see a guy that's looking, you know, all fresh or looking all put together, wouldn't you think to yourself, man, That's how I should kind of be, you know, presenting myself. And then you notice he gets the girls, you know, he knows how to get the girls. Even if he doesn't, he still gets the girl, just presentation wise. It's not that he has a complete package deal, but it could be like a girl saying he looks like he has money, he can dress, he has these type of colors, I like this type of colors. Like, it could be random things, but at the end of the day, it's because the way he presented himself, that's all that matters. So for you guys as a man, make sure that you're not appearing cheap, because women really do not like that. And I'm not talking about this in this video, turn-offs, but it's a turn-off for a lot of women, because they want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, because a lot of women want to be taken care of. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to number 4. Number 4 is you are too good looking. With your fine self, you know what I mean? So here's the thing, pretty boys, if you guys don't know, pretty boys don't get love as they should or as they expect, because they can already get basically any woman nowadays. Pretty boys, oh, you too pretty, oh, you pretty, you can get this girl, oh, these girls like you, oh, she wants you, oh, I want you, you're my type, oh, you are fine, right? Oh, I'm gonna be the woman that comes into your life and changes your life, right? So nowadays, pretty boys are technically winning in their own sense of like, I look good, and this is facts. I look good and I can get the woman that I want because I am a pretty boy. So, you know, we all have our own blessings. So at the end of the day, how a pretty boy looks is how he looks. And there's a lot of pretty boys out here that look really, really good and they can get a lot of women, but there's also ones that can't because they're so pretty looking. I don't know if you guys ever heard girls saying, oh, you too pretty for me, or you're a pretty boy, oh, I don't want that in my life. Girls really do feel these ways because it's like they know problems are going to come with it, and they know maybe you might feel, and no offense to any pretty boys, but maybe you might feel a little bit more on the cocky instead of conceited, because it's like, damn, I do get any woman I want, but there's certain women that don't want me just because they know what problems, troubles can come with it. You get what I'm saying? And I'm just being honest with you guys. So with that being said, when it comes down to a pretty boy, a lot of women are not all in tune with that. They don't like that energy because it's like, I know what's going to come with it. So a lot of times, y'all, a lot of girls is like, and it's just like they don't respect you because they know you have those women. And then I'll finish off with this. What makes it worse for a lot of these women that don't respect you is that, oh, I know you entertain these females, right? There's a difference between a pretty boy that's so quiet, so humble, so low-key, just out of the blues, nobody knows about him. And then there's the one that he knows these girls like how he looks. He knows that he looks smooth. He knows that he looks these ways, right? So at the end of the day, it's just like, why would a woman want to put up with that? And a lot of women won't. And it's not even just back to equal. It's just more so, don't get yourself into trouble later on that you could have avoided if you just would have said no now. It's like it's the tempting sensation. You know when we have our guilty pleasures, it's just like, oh, I want it, but I know I shouldn't have it. It's like that when it comes out to those specific type of men. And that's why they can't respect them, because they fall into the trap of respecting them. Now they're thinking like, oh, I know how it's gonna go and it's not gonna work into my favor because he's this type of guy, and so I can't respect him, and I have to choose myself and respect myself. You get what I'm saying? And I know it sounds a little complicated, but it's really not that complicated. So if you are a pretty boy, you're a very, very good looking guy, and it will become worse if you're entertaining other women because they have a judgment on you of being a player. Now, next thing on my list is number 3, and number 3 is you are a liar. Now, this might throw a lot of guys off. I feel like it's like them thinking like, oh, I never lied in my life, or I'm not a liar. Why would you think I'm a liar? But here's the thing. A lot of girls will analyze you and they'll say, okay, he said he has this and he makes this type of money, but then they'll judge you by your image. So now they're thinking like, this guy's just all talk, he's a liar. Oh, he's just saying this to say that. So now they'll brush you up. And then there's other guys, hey, you're in a situation where you actually did make good amount of money and you did get a nice Rolex, or you did get a nice outfit. Whatever it is, you spent your money, your bread, it's real, it's authentic, okay? But for her, she's looking at you and she's like, let me read between the lines. Oh, this only happened one time. So if they feel like you can't live up to the truth, and this is a materialistic girl's way, I have more to say about the girls that are not like this, but the materialistic girls are gonna be like, oh, he's just booping off. And booping off is like flexing. This is what I have. You see me, that type of stuff. Oh, they are not going to respect you. Trust me. Materialistic girls too that, you know, ran into guys that paid for her hotel, paid for a place to stay. Hotel is so key because a lot of girls get, you guys will be surprised, a lot of girls get flown out. And I'm not even lying to you guys. I'm only saying this. I never got flown out, so I don't know the experience. I just know based on what I've heard. But a lot of girls get flown out and they had horrible stories of how things went left. I watch story times, you guys, and so it's like they get flown out and it's like he doesn't know how to do this, he doesn't know how to do that, he doesn't know how to spend his money on his woman, let's just say it like that. So they're like, oh, you don't got it packing. You might have it packing for that 1 month because you want a little bit harder, or you know, you had this or you did that or something flipped for you guys, but overall you don't have it packing. So they're just like, don't front that you are that way. And the other type of girls that I'm talking about when it comes down to you are lying, they will just see that you are lying about basic stuff, right? It could be the place that you go to and buy food. You know, you might be a fast food person, but you say that, you know, I love going out to eat. You know, my favorite restaurants have lobster, I'm always there, right? Those are basic things that you fellas don't have to lie about. Let's say you live in California. You got a rented Airbnb or you got a hotel and you just say, I'm only here for the weekend, but I'm always out here because business trips, or I'm only here for whatever reason it is. That right there, if things don't start adding up, women start disrespecting you because they're like, you say you live here, you say you do this, you do that, but nothing is adding up. So for her, she's starting to feel like, why would I respect you if you are telling me this, but this is completely inaccurate? You get what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and move on to the next thing on my list. You have a fake persona. And this goes back to the last thing that I was just talking about. It's like trying to think that you are this type of person. You're trying to act like you are this type of person. It's one thing when you're lying, right? You're telling this woman this and that. And lies can really keep a woman going. A lot of times, if you tell her this and things are kind of adding up, you can get away with it for the longest time. But when it starts not making sense, a lot of girls be like, damn, who are you trying to pretend to be? And this is where it gets to the level of trying to have a fake persona. Not intentionally as a man. Maybe some of you guys are trying to do it because you want to get a woman, or you just want to keep this image for whatever reasons. But if you have a fake persona, you have to just take it like this. If she feels the energy, she knows it just by looking at you. If things aren't making sense, back to what I was saying, not adding up, then it's just like, I know as a woman watching you, you are not this type of person. How the hell am I supposed to respect you if you're living as a fake type of person? Okay, so I can really get into details, but I'll just leave it at, you guys don't have to fake it. You guys don't have to fake it. I know the whole fake until you make it, but when it comes out to women, don't fake it until you make it, because a lot of girls get caught on this quick and you guys will be so shocked. All right, so last thing on my list, if you guys have an idea, go ahead and comment down below. And if you haven't given this video a big thumbs up, please go ahead and do that. And let's go ahead and get into this last thing. Last thing is, you don't respect yourself. I'm only laughing because I feel like nobody gets this. I feel like nobody's gonna get this. You don't respect yourself. Oh, really? It's women don't respect me because I don't respect myself, but most definitely it's that. Back to like having a lack of confidence. If you really don't show yourself enough love, if you really seem like, you know, you always put yourself down, or you feel like, you know, you're telling yourself you can do better, you can do better, you can do better when you're doing good, it's just like you're really unbalanced. You're talking about how you are as a man. You're talking about, oh, I'm this type of guy, or, you know I can do better. And it's always trying to prove a point, and it's trying to prove a point to yourself and to that woman. And that's where it's like, you don't respect yourself enough to say, I won't say this to women. I won't say this to myself. I'll just try to do better. So what it can fall down to is like, you're all talk, but you're not actions. And also you're a yes man instead of just saying no, right? So it's like you're trying to just force things to happen so quickly, or happen a certain way when it's not supposed to happen that way. And it's more of accepting how things are and then trying to improve with no excuses. So females nowadays are thinking like, okay, you're saying you're this, you're that. Oh, but how are you acting? You're acting the complete opposite. So please show me how you are not that type of guy, how you are this guy that you say you are. But meanwhile, you're only saying yes because you want me. You're only saying yes to this because you want me, really. And it's like, you'll blow the check that you got for your rent, for your food, for me. And that's the problem. And then when it goes back to this whole point of not respecting yourself, you will literally downgrade your own self and say to myself, oh, myself, but yourself, you know, I gotta refer it back to me so I can relate, but you'll say, I can't do it. I want you, but I can't afford you, or I'm gonna be willing to do anything I can for you. You get what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I'll come in and I'll be all in for you. You guys are forcing yourself to be that type of man for that woman. But respect yourself. You guys have to give yourself value. Love yourself. Same way I say it to the women all the time. Y'all gotta love yourself. I say it to you guys too. I will talk about women loving themselves and lacking that because it's true, and it's because you guys are trying to talk to these women, attract these women, trying to get to these women, however it is, or just trying to not even deal with them, but look at them from a distance. But when it comes down to you, you guys should be doing the exact same thing. You guys should respect yourself, love yourself. Choose yourself first, right? It's like trying to tell yourself that you're not as valuable as the person that you want. And how sad is that? You should value yourself more than the person that you want, because that is the self-love that you guys have for yourself. You get what I'm saying? It's like, feel yourself more, love yourself more, build yourself more, get on your purpose more. How do you make a woman your purpose? How do you make your woman to be the person that you want to build on? How? You can't. So love yourself. Choose yourself. All right, you guys. So really, to wrap this video up, I love you guys. Let me start with that. But I want you guys to keep growing as men, because you guys have it in you. And it's really hard to see, especially when nobody sees it in you, because we seek. The way society is, we seek it in other people. We want that attention. We want that girl to like me. We want that guy to like me. We want it to be like this. We want it to be a certain way, but it's not like that. All starts with you. That's all that matters. So get yourself right. All right, guys. So I hope this video helped you guys out. And if it did, please give me a big thumbs up. Make sure you follow me on my social media. Make sure you check out my Patreon. You guys will see me in my next video. Bye, guys.